Hey everyone, this is Jason. We're looking at the consecutive integer problem in your lesson. So just follow these steps. This is the one you're given, and here's a similar example. This one's 4 times the sum of 3 consecutive integers. Mine's going to be 5 times. So it's the same procedure. Just follow the steps I'm doing, and you should be able to write the equation, solve the equation. So here it says 5 times the sum of 3 consecutive odd integers. So let's talk about that. So consecutive odd integers. So if I know that x is my first integer, how do I get to the next integer? Well, if let's say my first integer was 3 and I want to get to the next odd one, I would have to do what? I would have to add 2. So x plus 2 is the second integer. And if we're doing 3, we got 3 consecutive, then x plus 4 would be the next one. So here are our 3 integers. And so now we're going to write our equation. It says 5 times the sum of 3 consecutive odd integers. Let's stop there. 5 times the sum of 3 consecutive odd integers. Well, here's our odd integers. So we've got the sum of these, x plus 2 plus x plus 4. I'm going to do 5 times that sum. And if we look right here, the word is, that means equals. So is means equals, and it says 261 less than. So that means I'm going to take something and subtract 261. And it says 4 times the product of the larger two numbers. So I'm going to do 4 times the product of the larger two. Well, if x is the first one, then the larger two are x plus 2 and x plus 4. So there's my integers. And then we're subtracting 261. So there's the equation set up. So everything else is just solving. So let's look at that. So I'm going to simplify everything inside my radical, or not my radical, inside my parentheses here. I've got 1, 2, 3 x's. And 2 plus 4 is 6. So I've got 5 times that over here. I can find this product using FOIL. And so that's going to be 4 times x squared plus 2x plus 4x is 6x. And then 2 times 4 is 8 minus 261. I've got 5 times 3x over here, so that's 15x plus 30 using distributive property. Over here, I'm going to distribute this to all 3 terms. That's going to be 4x squared plus 6x. Nope, not 6x, 24x. So I'm multiplying everything. Plus 32 minus 261. So now before I simplify over here, I'm just going to use a little trick that I see just by looking at what I see. I can subtract 15x and I can subtract 30. That way I don't have such big numbers when I go and simplify. Minus 15x minus 30. And remember, this is a quadratic, so we have to get all terms to one side. So this is going to be 0 equals 4x squared plus 9x plus 2 minus 261. And so now I can simplify these two parts. This will give me 4x squared plus 9x minus 259. Now, there's lots of ways to solve it from here. There's a trick that I've been showing people where you multiply the leading term by the last term and factor. That's what I'm going to do. If you need more information about this, just let me know and I'll get you some information on how to use that technique. You can also look it up on my YouTube channel. So we're going to multiply this times this, and then we're going to get this equation, x squared, or this trinomial, x squared plus 9x minus 1,036. 4 times 259 is 1,036. Now I need to find factors of 1,036. Let's subtract to be 9. You can play around with these factors. I know that this is divisible by 4 because the last numbers are 36, and 36 is divisible by 4. And I also know this is divisible by 7 if I divide it into 7. So that means it's divisible by 28. So I'm going to make that one of my factors. The other factor is going to be 37. So those are the two factors, 37. And I knew this already, but you'll just have to play with your factors until you get the ones that work. And so I have 28 and 37. So my factors are going to be x plus 37. And then x minus 28. Now, to use this technique appropriately, remember in the beginning I multiplied by 4, so now I have to undo that. So I'm going to divide this term by 4. And then for this one, you try to simplify it, and if it doesn't simplify, you slide this back to the front. So that gives me one factor of 4x plus 37. And then in the second one, I can divide 28 by 4 and get 7. So my second factor is x minus 7. And so now I've got two possibilities. This one's going to be a fraction. I'm looking for integers, so I'm not worried about this one. This one will be an integer. X minus 7 equals 0. So that means x equals 7. So that means that my first integer is 7. So my first integer is 7. And then my second one, x plus 2, is 9. And the next one, 9 plus 2, or 7 plus 4 is 11. So there are my three integers, and you can check them out. It works out. So those are my integers that add to be, or that finishes out 5 times 3 of consecutive integers is 261 less than 4 times the bigger 2. So I hope this helps you set up and then solve that expression. If not, please let me know, and I'll try to find you some additional resources to help you out.